Happy Mother's Day 2020. A strange year this has been. I told everybody that I would have a Mother's Day story today about our dad's mother. And this, I'm, I know most everybody has heard this story, but I think it bears repeating for the grandkids. And it seemed like it was kind of appropriate for Mother's Day. Lauren wasn't too sure, but hopefully I can tie this in and make it significant and meaningful today. Just want to read the beginning of this right straight from what Dad had to say about it. It was, now you'll remember, I back up a little bit. Grandpa was living with Aunt Ruby because his mother was off to school so she could get a teaching certificate because she is single again. She's lost her third husband. So when she comes home from school, they are living in Woodside, which is a little town I know nothing about. Sorry, never been there. It was there in Woodside that she met Harmon Curtis, who is the man that she married next. He was a good deal older than Grandma was, and a railroad man had been. He was not currently working. Grandpa says that he suspects he told his mother that he, Harmon, would take care of her kids, see that they were cared for and well educated, which we're not sure how he intended to do that, as he had no money, no resources, and no ability to work or earn a living. As a matter of fact, rather than them moving in with him, he moved in with Esther and her kids. And that was their living arrangement until she died May 19th, which is coming up, 1936. And as Grandpa tells the story, he said he was in his senior year of high school, and they were getting the garden ready for spring planting and lots to do. Graduation was coming up. It was a busy life. But he said on that day in May, he got up, went out the back door, and as he walked past the kitchen window, his mother tapped on the window and said, "John, hurry home from school today so you can help me plant the carrots." And he said, "I no more liked planting the carrots than I liked feeding Mrs. Schmerslicker's cow the corn stalks." But he said, "To my everlasting credit, I turned to my mother and said, 'You bet, I'll hurry home as fast as I can,' with a happy, cheerful voice, and off he went to school, and that was the last time he ever saw his mother alive." She was the postmistress of the Wellington, Utah post office, and part of her responsibilities was to deliver special delivery letters. And one day, one came that was a little farther out than she was obligated to deliver to, but she knew that that letter was important to that family. So she got in her 1927 Model T Ford and headed out into the country to deliver this letter. When she got to the railroad tracks, she did not see the train that was hidden behind several of the parked empty cars that was coming down the railroad tracks. And as she proceeded across the railroad tracks, she was hit broadside and killed instantly. Dad says it was a pretty rough day to have his brother Bevan come to school and get him and take him home and tell him that their mother had been killed. And he said that was the last day of his grade school, high school education. He never went back. This event was pretty difficult on the entire family, as you can imagine. And I will come back and tell you some of the rest of that sad tale of woe of how they survived, and some of the funny stories and some of the sad stories. But the lesson for today is, I think, when John turned to his mother and said, "You bet, I'll hurry home," that is an indication of the kind of person he was. He was kind and respectful and knew that his mother needed him and responded in a very appropriate way that I have always tried to take as a lesson to remember. You never know when it's going to be the last time you see somebody. So say something kind, say something nice, and know that we all love you. Bye.